Rogers 4 Sports presents the British Columbia Junior Football Championship from Bear Creek Park in Surrey. The Surrey Rams host the Okanagan Sun. Hello everyone, and I'm Steve Erickson, and welcome to Rogers 4 Sports. Today we are hoping to have an entertaining game, a real exceptional contest. Joining me today is Mr. Don Gordon. He'll be doing sideline interviews along with myself. I'll be taking the Surrey aspect of the field, and you'll be having the privilege to do the Okanagan with.
It's exciting. This is going to be some game today. We got the Okanagan Sun and Surrey Rams, both with that identical score of 7-1.
And each team's beat the other team. That's the ironic part about it all.
That's it, Steve. That one win that Surrey's had, it's been against the Sun, and those boys are just playing football out there like real pros. It's just this phenomenal action. We're going to see a game today that's going to be a real barn burner, Steve.
Well, we're looking forward for a very good game. We're going to throw right upstairs right now to John Hawkins and Terry Murray.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Surrey ready to kick off. That's number 72, Jim Erickson. Ball goes back where the Sun take off at their own 20-yard line. Picked up and tackled in there, tackled by number 40. For the Rams, Greg McKinnon making the tackle on number 44, Shane Summerfield. And John, we're off to a great start here. It's going to be Okanagan Sun ball. Both teams 7-1 on the season, and each team has beat each other once this season in both close games.
Yeah, and as you were saying, both close games. 31-26 here at Bear Creek earlier in the year, right at the first part of the season, and then just 2 weeks ago, 24-23 up at the Sun. So it should be quite a ball game.
Calling the signals is Adrian Rainbow on a fumble and a bad lateral off to the running back there, and Duncan will have to pounce on that one, and it'll go second down. As far as names and everything, so I want to get everyone to bear down at home and just give me a chance. Adrian Duncan the toss over to number 14, Scott Borowski, and Borowski ran out of bounds about the 35-yard line, so a good run for Borowski. Didn't blast him, it was a close game, 31-26 over Okanagan way back on August 17th. Then on September 21st, Okanagan came back with a 24-23 win. Fun for Tony Lindsay, and picked up and received by Kevin Thompson, and Thompson is nailed. Thompson nailed by number 36, Sean Lecluse, and it'll be the Surrey Rams football at their own 49-yard line. Back for the Surrey Rams, 121 for 229 on the season, 1,900 yards, some impressive statistics, 22 touchdowns. The give on the run, and brought down at midfield, just across midfield to the 54-yard line. Get hurt on the play. I can't pick up his number, John, possibly 22. That's Tim Yeo, and Tim Yeo's down on the field. Jason Day calling the signals at the 54-yard line. The give, number 24, double Beach, and Beach across down to about the 48-yard line. So a first down for the Surrey Rams.
You see young Beach going through the line here. He hasn't played much in this season. He's been hurt pretty well all season, and I'm sure the Rams are looking for a big game from him today.
Jason Day, your quarterback, number 17, wide to the right, Kevin Thompson. Day drops back to pass, gives to Thompson off to the right flank, and he's tackled immediately. Tackled by number 46 for the Okanagan Sun.
Anita was right there to do the job.
Again, Thompson wide to the right. And wide to the left. Number 5, Trev Kojima, and the pass goes in and caught by number 32. Sean, 33, Dan Steele. And Steele makes the reception, and another first down for the Surrey Rams. So the Rams are moving the football.
Yeah, the Rams, young Steele coming out of that slot there. They've been using Steele off and on all year out of that slot with Kojima over on that side to draw off some coverage. It's a pretty awesome pass attack they have there.
Rams ball on the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Jason Day in a quarterback. The give, number 24, Beach gets up and across the line of scrimmage, a gain about 2 on the play. Wide to the left, Trevor Kojima. To the right, Kevin Thompson, Jason Day, the quarterback, toss back, Quick out to Kojima, and he can't pick it up. So it'll be third down and a chance for the kicking team to come out for the Surrey Rams if they elect to do so. Kojima was wide open, so kicker Paul McCullough tries for the field goal. It's wide to the right and taken in the end zone and running around it, and he'll drop to one knee for the single point. Shane Summerfield.
I don't expect this to be a very high-scoring game today. I think it's going to be pretty tight football.
So 1-0 for Surrey on the single. Here's a gift for number 14. Okanagan Sun. That's Scott Borowski. Chad Folk, the center. Adrian Rainbow, the quarterback. He barks out the signal. And the ball is dropped.
And really, that's 2 in a row we've seen dropped that should have been caught.
Here's the punt. Tony Lindsay, the punt. And back to receive is Kevin Thompson, and Thompson makes some moves, cuts back to the left. He's losing more yards than he's gaining. And Thompson will have to look out. He's brought down with flags all over the field at the 38-yard line.
Strange penalty to be picking up on a kick return, on a punt return.
So tacked on the face mask and the illegal block. The ball doesn't start at the 23. It goes all the way back to the 10-yard line. So the Rams in a big hole to start out here. Jason Day in quarterback. Wide to the right, Kevin Thompson. To his left, he has Kojima. They give us a Delbert beat. Gets up and across to about the 15-yard line. So a gain about 5 or 6 on the play. It's going to be a gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Craig Ned into the ball game to replace Binder Dallowall.
Let's go, Dave! Go, Dave! Well, that should be no problem.
Jason Day back to pass, and the low pass he had wide open on the play. David Smith, who was wide to the left, in motion on the play, and Smith a little bit underthrown by Jason Day, so unfortunate for there. The Rams will have to kick it away. In his own end zone, gets the punt away. It's a good one. It's going to be taken by Mike Holland. And Holland falls and gets down. It was a good punt, a 55-yard punt, and only a 6-yard return.
And again, a little bit of a slip on the return there. I don't think there was actually a tackle on it.
They give us to McFarland. Scott McFarland gets across the line of scrimmage and ends up picking up about 6 yards on the play. So Scott McFarland, the fullback for the Okanagan Sun, directs his offensive drive directly towards the Rams end zone, and that's where they like to put it. They're down by 1, just 1. Opening quarter of this BC Junior Football Association final from Bear Creek Park in Surrey. The Surrey Rams in their home red uniforms, almost a purple and white, while the Okanagan Sun in the white and orange trim. Adrian Rainbow, and I believe we have some movement there, either offside or illegal procedure.
Doesn't look like procedure. I think the left side of the Sun line maybe jumped, but
I saw the left end come up early, okay? So their left end, procedure against
I have a mic on our referee today, so as you hear.
yeah, we heard him. Yeah, you could see the left end. He got up early, and the referee picked up on that right away. Good call. But that sure doesn't help the Suns' purpose. They were looking pretty good at 2nd and 5. Now we're going 2nd and 10 again.
So back to pass. Rainbow gets away. He's got a lot of real estate to gain if he wants to get that first down, and he doesn't. But Rainbow picks up about 6 yards on the play, and the Sun will be kicking it away, or else going for the field goal. Wait to see. But
That's not going to make it an easy job. They've got to get this ball out of their own end. They need to put together a couple of first downs.
Surrey ball at their own 10-yard line, 1st and 10. They're up 1-0. Back to pass. Kojima open on the left side, and a great reception. A 36 or 26-yard pass and run play to Kojima. Trev Kojima on the receiving end of the Jason Day pass.
We're going to see it here on the end zone. This Day to Kojima. It's been Day to Kojima all year. This Kojima, I believe he leads the league in pass receptions. It's just been quite a connection all year. Kojima again, he only had the defense, Mike Crum, beat by a half a step, but he did an excellent job of receiving that ball.
An offensive all-star, Kojima, now the give to number 24, Delbert Beach. And Beach is a gain about 1, maybe 2 yards on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 8.
There's Beach doing a little limping, as I've been saying. That's the leg that he's been playing on hurt. It was a questionable start today, and looks like maybe he took a little bit of a shot there on it. He's going to be acting up a little bit.
So Delbert Beach is out of the game. Into the game is Craig Ned, or Ned stays in the game, but back in the game, number 19, Binder Dhaliwal. There's Delbert Beach on the bench at the Surrey Rams sideline. But the Okanagan Sun again doing a great job to stop the Surrey Rams offense after the big gain by Trevor Kojima. Now back to punt. Paul McCollum. It's punt way. And no yards on the play, and the ball picked up. Number 15, Peter McCall. 15-yard return on the play on a 40-yard punt.
Plays the receiver.
They give it to Borowski. Borowski gets up to the cross into the 43-yard line. Louis McCabe. They give to Borowski, bounces off a tackle, gets some yardage, and is going to go. They'll score the touchdown, but I think this one will come back. As a flag, there's 3 flags all over the field, and I'm pretty sure this one will come back, John.
Yeah, there was definitely a hold there, and I'm sure that's what the official picked up on. The halfback on the corner, Ian Jules, had him in his sights, and he had his shredder grabbed.
You can only accept one of them. This is the most advantageous one because you're going to go back 10 from here. They're still going to have a first down.
So as you hear on your screen,
15 from up there, but you're getting about 2
yards on the play.
Okay? But it was after the first down game, so we're still going to give me 10 from here.
So a big gain and a touchdown by Borowski will come back. It was a good run, a good bounce off of one tackle, and a great run to get outside from Borowski. The touchdown comes back, so it'll be.
Now we're going to see Borowski again. This time, rather than go through the line, he ducks around and comes around the corner. You couldn't pick it up on the replay, but Ian Jules, number 8, the left half here, right half, he pulled up to make the tackle, and Louis McCabe just got a little piece of his sweater.
It does turn out to be a first down for the Okanagan Sun. Ball at the 38-yard line. Adrian Rainbow, the quarterback for the Sun, calls the signals. Marks back to pass. He's got pressure. He'll have to get it away, and he throws it away. And there's flag.
Jules picked up for the hold there after being held on the last play. Maybe we got a little bit of a battle going on this left half.
Oh, a big hold. And moving in, Borowski. Looks like he could score. No, he dropped down on about the 3-yard line. Hard to see from my vantage point whereabouts. It's about the 5-yard line there. That's where Borowski was brought down in a great big hole, and a good job by the offensive line to open that one.
Yeah, a big hole, and as soon as he breaks that line, he cuts back into the middle. But the left guard here just stood his man up real well. The inside linebacker committed himself, and he was in trouble.
First down, first and goal to go, and they give to McFarland. Scotty McFarland takes the ball in. And the Okanagan Sun are on the scoreboard. They go ahead 6-1.
And you're going to see that's out of practically every ground play that the Sun has run so far. They're running off the left side of that offensive line. Left guard and left tackle just doing a great job. They're opening some big holes for Borowski.
He had 92 points and was first in the league this year as far as scoring. And that time he gets the other single, and the convert is successful, and it's a 7-1 score in favor of the Okanagan Sun over the Surrey Rams. First quarter action in this BC Junior Football Association final from Bear Creek Park in Surrey, and the winner going on to face Alberta, I take it.
Yeah. Well,
Receive for the Surrey Rams, number 2, David Smith. He's on the left side, while number 71, Kevin Thompson's on the right.
And again, some penalties are having an effect on this game. The Rams so far way behind in the penalty division, but the Okanagan picking up a 5-yard call. It could end up hurting a little bit.
For Tony Lindsay, the ball goes up and it'll be picked up by David Smith at his own 20-yard line. Smith looks to go outside and tries to get a spot to run in, and Tony Lindsay gains 17 yards on the run back. So a good field position for the Surrey Rams to start out 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line, 39-yard line.
Well, we're going to pick it up here on the replay, and you're going to see Thompson and Smith, how well they coordinate one another. We'll see Thompson throw on a big block right there that sprung Smith for about an extra 5 yards. Just a good block by Thompson. Rams having a little problems getting enough players on the field there, but
trying to see if Jordan Ingram for the Okanagan Sun has returned to the game. I don't not see him out on the field. So Ingram went down with what looked like to be a knee injury, and now we have what looks like to be procedure against the Rams.
They can't afford to be doing this all the time.
Ball on their own 34-yard line. Jason Day, the quarterback. Day drops back to pass. Has a man receiver picked up the 43-yard line. Getting out to the 45 is number 72, Jim Erickson. So Jason Day elected not to go to Trev Kajima that time and picked up Erickson on the flat for a gain of approximately 12 yards. It'll be 2nd down and about 3.
But again, very heavy on the receiving core on the Rams side of the ball, so it's nice when Day has 3 or 4 different receivers he can go to.
2nd and 3, ball at the 46. Jason Day to give to David Smith. Smith has the 1st down. He gets out and across the 50 to about the 54, and it looks like a flag down and a penalty against the Sun here. We'll wait.
So we're going to start 1st down again.
1st down. I'm sorry.
1st down with only 10 due to the fact that it was after the penalty.
So 1st at their own 44-yard line for the Surrey Rams. Jason Day, the quarterback. Only 7 interceptions this year. He drops the fake pump and gives it off to David Smith, and Smith has nowhere to run. A big loss in the play of about 3 yards. So no fool in the Okanagan Sun there, as the Sun exuberant bench over there. Jason Day at his own 42-yard line, 2nd and about 12. Day drops back to pass and way overthrows his receiver on the play, the intended receiver, number 33, Dan Steele. Have a look at the way the Surrey Rams finished this year. After 8 games, they clinched 1st place because of the difference between the 2 games they played with the Okanagan, the difference in points. 7-1 for both teams. Victoria, Payless 5-3. Richmond 4-4. Abbotsford and the Coquitlam Maraloma Bulldogs 2-6. And Renfrew was unable to pick up a win. On the punt, and the big reception, the big return by number 16, Mike Holland. And Holland gives a great job of getting back, and the end of the quarter gives the Okanagan Sun the ball at the 50-yard line of the Surrey Rams.
Yeah, and again, it's a good thing McCallum was around the corner to make this tackle after he punted the ball, because there was a lot more room there. Yeah, there was a lot more room around that corner if McCallum hadn't got there in time. It's the thing you don't want to see your punter doing is going up and having to make his own tackles for fear he might injure himself. But if he hadn't been there, it was big yardage for the Sun.
So recapping that 1st quarter, a single early in the 1st quarter gave Surrey a 1-0 lead, and then a 5-yard touchdown run by Scott McFarland has 7 points for the Okanagan Sun and a 7-1 lead. Back to pass. And a pass out of bounds by Adrian Rainbow for the Sun.
For our reasons, us being out doing it in the all outdoors here, I'm kind of glad it's not raining.
Coming back to pass is Adrian Rainbow as he gets out of the pocket, looks for someone to give it to. Oh, intercepted. Almost picked off by number 8, Ian Jules. And Jules, one of the corners, almost had the 1st interception, and probably a big lift at that point for the Rams.
And Jules been known to do this year. He's picked off 4 or 5 passes during the season. See him, Rainbow just Rainbow made a real good move here to get out of the pocket and not end up with a big sack. And he put the ball on the ground, and it looked like it was going to hit Tony Lindsay. It looked good, but again, Jules stepping in, doing a good job.
And number 10, Tony Lindsay, the intended receiver, as you said, is about to punt this one away from his own 50-yard line. It's about a 25-yard punt away, and it's picked up by Kevin Thompson. And Thompson's brought down at the 30-yard line. So it'll be Surrey Ram ball at the 31-yard line. That's where they'll start out. So here's the Rams, Jason Day. Ball in the signals, 1st and 10 from the 31. And the handoff, and not gaining too much yardage on the play was Delbert Beach, I believe. As Beach is still out with that injury.
I think we're seeing Dhaliwal carry the ball here. I don't think I've seen Beach come back into action yet.
So 2nd down and 6 yards to go for the Surrey Rams. Ball at the 34-yard line. Back to pass again. Jason Day has the receiver. It's Kojima. Kojima's going for the ball, but he can't catch up to it. At about the 40-yard line, Kojima didn't run inside enough. The ball was there.
Yeah, a little bit of a breeze here today. I think that pass was floating away from Kojima. I think he thought he had a shot at it, and then the breeze kind of carried it in a little bit more inside. Good. We're going to see on the replay here, Kojima running it down and out. Good coverage on the play by Mike Crum. Stayed right with him, didn't let him come back in to get that ball.
So Paul McCollum standing at his own 20-yard line to punt this one away. And back at their own 40. And getting the ball is number 13, Peter McCall. McCall starts out at his 45, gets to the 50. McCall breaks another tackle and just gets across the 50 to about the 51-yard line. In there, wide to the right, number 70, Derek Mallinger. And the on the play for the running back, Borowski. With the ball at the 53-yard line, 2nd down and 8 for the Sun. Looks like a pass. Here's Rainbow. Rainbow passed on outside, and it is a reception at the 50-yard line of the Surrey Rams, and the Rams aren't liking this call. It is short of a 1st down, however. But it was one of those balls that was up for grabs for both everybody, and it looked like Ian Jules had a shot at it, and both players ran out of bounds with it in their arms.
Yeah, it seemed that both players were hanging on the ball at the same time. I thought possibly Jules had an interception on it. But
we'll see.
We can pick it up on the replay here.
That's a flip of the coin.
Flip of the coin, yeah. Of course, the officials being a lot closer than we are, the official was right on top of that, so he had a chance to pick that up pretty good. But
short yardage offense out there for the Sun. 3rd down and about a yard to go. Adrian Rainbow calls out the signals, and the give is to Borowski. Borowski breaks a tackle and gets out to about a 39-yard line, and a 1st down and a big run for Borowski. Pretty good fake by the quarterback, Rainbow, that time.
And they stuck Borowski a little further outside, put him off maybe the ends tailbone off of the ends right. He just slid outside a little bit. It was a good thing Haley caught him from behind her. It was big yardage again.
Out to the right, Louis McCabe. And the give is to Borowski one more time. Borowski gets out to the 30 and across the, or out to the 40, the 35, but inside to about the, well, they mark it at the 35, so it'll be 2nd down and about 7 yards to go. Here he is, back to pass. Adrian Rainbow has a man in the end zone off the fingertips. Tony Lindsay getting a lot of work today.
They seem to be moving the receivers around and going to where Jules is.
Now that was totally different. I've never seen that before, and you'll have to explain that one, John.
Well, they kind of use an out of balance line here. We seen this last time the Sun was in town, and if you're not watching really close, even when you're watching it, you have a hard time figuring out what it is. They basically leave the center and the kicker over the ball and put the rest of their offensive setup off to one side of the field or the other. And they pass out of it, they kick out of it, they run out of it, they do everything. It's a very strange formation. It's the only time I've ever seen it, but it's a strange formation.
And with the majority of the players, the whole offensive line off to the one side, the defensive line has nothing to do but just to stay with them to cover their men. So.
Well, and
it's a strange one.
It's the asset of confusion that they're using on it. And well, when they were in town last time, it worked a couple of times, I must admit.
Well, it didn't work that time. They got penalized for procedure on the play, so that third down gamble is a turnover for the Surrey Rams. They'll start out with the ball at their own 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Jason Day barks out the signals. Kajima to his left, elects to go the other way, and wide open, and a catch on the play. Number 33, Dan Steele, so a 1st down for the Rams. And this time, Jason Day elects to go for Steele for the 2nd time in a row, a 1st down.
You know who's receiving what and who's doing what, so possibly it leaves Steele a little bit of room and takes the heats on Kajima and Thompson.
2nd quarter action, ball at the 49-yard line to quick out. Pass to the left side to Kajima. Kajima can't hang on to it, and fortunate enough for the Rams, it wasn't a turnover because the ball was up in the air long enough that it could have been picked off. So Kajima couldn't hang on to that one. We'll see if they go back in. 2nd and 10. Back to passers. Jason Day is going to scramble off to the right. He's got some running room. He elects for the pass. He goes downfield for Dan Steele, but the pass was underthrown, and I'm very surprised that the quarterback, Jason Day, didn't run on that one. Perhaps he didn't feel he had time to get to the 1st down marker. But nonetheless, the Surrey Rams will be kicking at 3rd down from their own 50.
Tough job.
Back to receive number 13, Peter McCall, along with Mike Holland. And the ball's going to go up for McCall, and McCall catches it at his own 22-yard line. Breaks back to the left and gains about 3 on the play. So McCall gets out to his own 26-yard line, so a gain of 4.
You know, it takes a little bit of the work, a little bit of the hard time off your defense if you got them in a little bit of a hole out there.
Be a procedure call here. Time count violation is the call against the Sun. So the ball will be moved back 5 yards to about the 21-yard line. It'll still be 1st and 15 now.
Well, definitely a penalty you don't want to take, a time count violation. Very costly penalty.
Dropping back to pass, Adrian Rainbow in trouble. The pass off to McFarland. McFarland can't hang on to that one. He didn't have any blockers, so I wasn't sure how many yards he'd pick up on the play, but Rainbow doing a good job to get the ball away because he was in trouble.
Yeah, McFarland trying to one-hand that ball. I thought he had it actually. He had it in his hand, and when he went to bring it up from his knees, he caught it approximately his knees, it just kind of slipped out. He would have picked up 7 or 8 on that play too. It looked like a fairly good play.
McFarland in the backfield along with number 12. For the Sun, that's Noel Chipman. Back to pass is Rainbow. Rainbow the pass, and dropped. And a pass that should have been caught, and Jerome Haley would love to have that one back. Jermaine Haley dropped that one, and he looks a little disappointed, but...
yeah, again, stepping inside. I don't know what the textbook is on Rainbow, but they don't seem to be giving him much room to throw. Don't count on him throwing it over top of anybody. So both the halves and the corners, or all the corners and halves, are stepping inside on that. Possibly Rainbow's going to pick up on that and get it over their head, and there'll be trouble Rams.
To kick, Tony Lindsay, number 10 for the Sun. Back at his own 10-yard line, gets the punt away, a good one. 43-yard punt picked up by number 5, Trevor Kajima. Kajima breaks a couple tackles, and a good run back by Kajima. 12 yards on the run back after that 42-yard punt. If you just joined us, it's the BC Junior Football Association final from Bear Creek Park in Surrey. The Surrey Rams in the purple, red, whatever uniforms you want to call it, while the Okanagan Sun in the white with the orange and black trim. Here's looks like a play and a fumble on the play, and it looks like it's Okanagan Sun ball as a mix-up in the backfield between Jason Day and I believe number 2, David Smith. And it turns to be very costly as the Sun get midfield positioning out of the ball while the Surrey Rams had great offensive positioning of their own.
Yeah, Jason Day trying a little bit of a two-handed flip there, and it just seemed to catch on his bottom hand and go high. Hit Smith on the side of the helmet. Big turnover.
Derek Malinchuk to the right. Back to pass. Adrian Rainbow goes up the middle, the other side of the left to Tony Lindsay, and a catch is made, and a first down. He gets down to the 40-yard line, and a great pass and run play there as Tony Lindsay was caught on the flat, and a good pass by Adrian Rainbow.
In front of Rainbow and in front of Ian Jules.
This time to give it to Scott Borowski. Borowski breaks a tackle and gets out to about the 32-yard line. A big gain of about 8 yards on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Okanagan Sun, who lead this ball game by a score of 7-1. This is second quarter action. I can't give you the time today because there's no time clock here. So I would imagine there's about 8 minutes to go until halftime.
Yeah, I would think we're around there. On the turnover of the ball there, I seen the referee come and check with the timekeeper, Bud Lancy doing the timekeeping in this game, so I'll see if I can contact him.
Run by Borowski, and he loses about a yard on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 3. A good job by the Surrey Rams that time, stopping the Sun, who are on a good drive. And here comes this weird lineup again, as you're talking about. Now they all decide to come back the other way. I was going to say, how is he going to be able to do that kick? I imagine a drop kick if he was going to do it.
Yeah, it is a bit of a funny setup, that's for sure.
Now it looks more to be like a field goal try for the Okanagan Sun. Louis McCabe to hold, and Tony Lindsay to kick is wide to the right. Picked up by Ian Jules, and Jules will come out of the end zone to his 10, out to the 20-yard line, and he gets some good field position to the 22-yard line for the Surrey Rams, who looked as if they were going to give up some points there, but a long 41-yard field goal try goes for naught. At the quarterback, drops in the slot, and is stopped as he tried to make it out. He's stopped by number 57. That's Rome Poirier.
Possibly something the Surrey coaching staff seen. There's somebody jumping the gun there or something.
I call them Rome Poirier, but it's Rene Poirier. Again, Jason Day back to pass on the right. He has Kevin Thompson open and overthrows Thompson at the 50-yard line. So the Rams kicking unit will come back out. Down by a score of 7-1. At about the midpoint of the second quarter here. And again, as I said, we do not have a clock here, so I can't tell you exactly how much time. And John, that's got to be a little difficult for the teams out there on the field. Kind of wonder how much time is left, or do they have timekeepers at the
Well, yes, there's a timekeeper on the side of the field, and he's in constant contact with the official, and the players can go and ask the official at any time how much time is left in the game or in the quarter. But like you say, everybody, it's harder on the fans probably than it is on the players.
Paul McCollum back to punt. He gets a good punt away. A big punt for Paul McCollum, and back to receive number 16, Mike Holland. And Holland gets away from a couple of tackles and is now dropped who he originally caught the ball. So a great punt. Great punt on the play of what looks to be about a 60-yard punt. That could be one of the longest punts of his season.
McCallum sure got some toe into that, and plus excellent hang time on it. So
I see in behind us here, John, there's an ambulance, and somebody's on the stretcher and is being taken away in the ambulance. I'm not sure who that is. We'll hopefully get Steve down there field side to be able to find out who it is. It's Okanagan Sun ball, second down at the 47-yard line. Following the signals. Adrian Rainbow. He has two in the backfield. And the give is to Borowski. Borowski makes a couple of breaks and gets into a first down territory. And a hurt Surrey Ram player on the play, number 14. That's Stephen Green, and Green's getting up, and there's about 3 Rams down on the field there. And boy, the Okanagan Sun like that. 3 Rams on the field, one of them gets up.
Well, you can sure hear the cracking of pads and helmets there. That Borowski kid is running real hard through that line there. Somebody ducked the helmet to meet with him, and boy, oh boy, did we hear the cracks.
At any rate, first down at the Surrey Rams 50-yard line for the Okanagan Sun. It's up to the defense for the Rams right now to slow things down, as their offense has ran into a few injury problems. The give to number 33 on the play for the Okanagan Sun, still gaining some room, and Nick Rainbow, the recipient on that run play, gets out to about the 40-yard line. 1 yard short, is at the 41, so it'll be second down and 1 yard to go.
Yeah, the Sun getting a little bit fancy here, using this receiver around rainbow to rainbow, the brother team. You see it here, and then he cut back inside. He did a nice job when he cut back inside, jumped over that first tackler. He was stopped in the backfield.
Nick Rainbow, the give is to Borowski, and Borowski stopped right away. Whether he gets to the first down mark, it's a pretty close markings by the officials. It looks like he's almost even to where he had to get, or he's about
they're marking
a foot short.
Yeah, they're showing him to be about a foot short.
Or should we say about 30 centimeters?
Yeah, 30 centimeters.
Foot short. Ball just about the 40-yard line of the Rams. So third down gamble here. 2 minutes, I've been told. 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. So here's the third down gamble. Adrian Rainbow elects to pass. The long pass. And open the arms. Number 14, Scott Borowski. And I can't believe that one is Adrian Rainbow on the third and short instead of keeping it going up. And they go for the gamble of Borowski going up the middle. He's wide open. The ball's perfectly thrown. It goes through the arms. And it was a good gamble for the Sun, John. So offensively, the Okanagan Sun have seemed to control things here in the first half. Well, they only have 7 points on the board. The defense has come up big for the Rams. They have 1 point, 7-1 for the Sun. Back to pass. And open is Kevin Thompson. Well, not open, I should say. A ball thrown into an area which was a little bit suspect with 2 receivers. Double coverage there on Thompson.
But that double coverage, you have to stay away from that.
Second down, ball on the 40-yard line of the Rams. They have the ball. Jason Day, the quarterback, calls out the signals. Draws back to pass. Goes up the middle across to Trevor Kajima. Kajima stopped right away. He only gets about 4 yards on the play, so it'll be third and about 6 yards. Jason Day has a hurt hand. The quarterback for the... Or was it the Okanagan quarterback?
It was the Okanagan quarterback. It's Rainbow.
Oh, there's a ball that's dropped and received again. McCall dropped the ball on the punt. Once again, the good punt by Paul McCollum of the Surrey Rams, and we've been told that the Okanagan Sun are going to be making a quarterback change. So Adrian Rainbow with the hurt hand is out of the game and into the game, I suspect. So Rainbow with that sore hand, possibly the sore hand, and could go for the give, and he elects to give it to McFarland. McFarland's dropped right away. A loss about 3 yards on the play. So McFarland is stopped. And again, the Surrey Ram defense coming up big.
Yeah, and I think they'll be shooting here, going for the big loose ball, I would think.
So Adrian Rainbow, number 19, still in the game for the Okanagan Sun, as we thought he'd be out of the game. The gives to Borowski. Borowski going to get extra yardage and is stopped at the 30-yard line. So a gain of about 5. Goes for not as far as a first down possibility was concerned. So it'll be third down and approximately 7 yards to go. 6 yards as the marker is being positioned on the far side of the field from our vantage point. So on comes the kicking unit for the Okanagan Sun. The punt. Back to punt is Tony Lindsay at his own 15-yard line. He'll let her go about the 20, and back for the Surrey Rams to receive is Kevin Thompson along with number 5, Trev Kojima. Almost blocked as the Rams get great pressure in there. And here it is. Kevin Thompson gets the ball and gets it out to about the 50-yard line for the Okanagan Sun with, I guess, about 35 seconds left in this first half. So here we are, 1st and 10 with about 35 seconds to go. Ball on the 50-yard line of the Sun. Rams quarterback Jason Day drops back to pass. It is intercepted. Picked off by Juan Needy. And Juan Needy picks that one up, and Jason Day throws his first interception of the ball game. He had a couple of open.
I think we'll see the Sun here try to go for some long pass possibly and get in a position for to put a field goal or something on the board themselves.
Back to pass. The long pass. Ian Jules has a chance to intercept that one, but it does not come into his arms.
Pass there. Receiver was double coverage again.
17 seconds to go in this first half of play. Adrian Rainbow, 2nd down from his own 45-yard line. Ball is snapped. The give is to Borowski, and Borowski is stopped at the 50-yard line, and that'll be a 3rd down. Borowski with some great head of steam there. As, boy, can he run, and does he ever get nailed at the 45, 50-yard line there. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 to go.
You can sure tell when Borowski's hitting that ball because we can hear the pad action up here, the crunching of helmets and pads. He's running really hard out there today, and there's some good contact.
So 9 seconds on the clock now. And the Sun will go for the 3rd down. This one with just 9 seconds. Back to pass. Adrian Rainbow way over to the left side of the field. They try to get some running room, and he just runs it out of bounds to kill the remaining seconds on the clock. And I have not been given a signal. There's the signal to end the first quarter, or the first half of play here at Bear Creek Park as the Okanagan Sun and the Surrey Rams in this BC Junior Football Association final head to the dressing rooms in a tight defensive battle. 7-1, the Okanagan Sun lead it. Unlike, John, the last 2 games that these 2 teams met earlier in the season, 24-23 for Okanagan in the 2nd game of the season on September 21st. And on August 17th, Surrey won that one 31-26. So possibly a little bit colder weather here than those days, but we'll see in the second half what it's going to bring us. Crowds down here in Vancouver are not as receptive as they are in the city of Kelowna, John. I imagine that town is pretty excited about their Okanagan Sun team right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, being basically at this time of year the only sport in town, or the only major drawing sport in town, there's a great fan covering from the Kelowna. They're a very financially stable club and very well supported.
Starting off the second half, Paul McCollum on the kickoff, and the ball is received by number 44, Shane Sommerfeld, and Sommerfeld's brought down on the 30-yard line, 29-yard line to be exact. So that's where the Okanagan Sun will begin this second half, run by Scott McFarland, and that was their 7 points. All that in the first quarter. Here's a give to Scott Borowski, and Borowski has some running room on the left side and gains about 6 yards on the play. So Borowski, a gain of 6, close to 7. It'll be 2nd and about 4. No problem. I mentioned the injuries to the Rams. Delbert Beach is gone. Running back Beach was gone with the knee, while Tim Mio with the shoulder. So 2 running backs for the Surrey Rams are out. While this man here, Adrian Rainbow, has a bad hand. The give is to McFarland. McFarland brought down right away by number 89, Chris Pennington. Pennington making the tackle for the Surrey Rams. As I mentioned, the hurt hand for Adrian Rainbow. We were talking to the fellows down at the sidelines. Steve and Don were telling us that Rainbow has a very badly bruised hand, and when he comes off of the sidelines, he's putting it on ice, so excruciating pain right now going through Adrian Rainbow's hand. Back to punt is Tony Lindsay on that 3rd down failure, or 2nd down failure by the Sun. Lindsay, nice punt, goes down and caught at the 35-yard line by number 2, David Smith, and Smith has nowhere to go but about 3 yards of a gain on the play before he is met. If you're just joining us, this is the BC Junior Football League final from Bear Creek Park in Surrey, British Columbia, with the Surrey Rams with the ball right now. That's quarterback Jason Day rolling out to the left. The pass up the middle is picked off. Picked up by number 36, Sean Lecluse. And a big turnover once again as Jason Day underthrows his receiver. So Adrian Rainbow, the quarterback, number 19, still in the ball game, draws back to pass. Now the pass off to the left side. Jules is there, but it's picked. There's a reception by Tony Lindsay, and Lindsay is going to go score a big touchdown reception for the Okanagan Sun. Ian Jules went for the interception and knocked it right into the hands of Tony Lindsay.
And again, that's what we were saying earlier on. His defensive man, you see him, well, Jules got turned around a little bit on the coverage, maybe a little bit of missed cover on that. For some reason, there was 2 receivers out there, and he seemed to be out there by himself pretty well. He got turned around a little bit, got a little stumble foot, and the receiver got in behind him.
So it looks like a 57 pass and run play. There's the replay on your screen. Now the after attempt. Tony Lindsay is good for the single point convert, so it's now a 14-1 lead in favor of the Okanagan Sun.
Pretty valuable asset out there, Tony Lindsay.
So early in the third quarter, a touchdown for the Okanagan Sun puts them into a 13-point lead by a score of 14-1, and you can hear the bench down there, the Okanagan Sun, and they're pumped up. They feel they've got this one in the bag, but there's lots of ball to be played. David Smith, the ball carrier, picks it up and has trouble and runs it out to about the 40-yard line, runs into trouble there and is brought down. So a good run back, a 30-yard run back by David Smith.
Yeah, folks, we got Adrian Rainbow here, the big star quarterback for the Sun, and he's doing an outstanding job. Thanks. Yeah, Adrian, that last play, a touchdown pass, was just phenomenal. And you're playing with that sore hand too.
Yeah, it'll be okay. It's just a little bit sore. I can't feel it during the game. So.
What is it with the hand? You ice on it? Does it help you?
Yeah, just a little bit of ice and then keep it moving, I think.
You're doing an outstanding job, and good luck, and keep it up. Now, upstairs to John and Terry.
Thank you very much, Don. And a pass reception on the play goes to Kevin Thompson for the Surrey Rams, and also tack on a face mask penalty, so the ball comes all the way down to about the 45-yard line, 44-yard line of the Okanagan Sun. So the Surrey Rams would like to come right back here, John.
Yeah, they need to strike back. I'm sure that they didn't want to give up the first points in the third quarter, and they know they need to put something on the board pretty soon.
Jason Day, the quarterback, drops back to pass. Has Kevin Thompson open. Thompson grabs the ball and is stopped at approximately the 36-yard line, so a couple of yards short of a first down reception. See where they mark the ball.
Finding his receivers there right now, so.
2nd and 3, the Rams go up the middle, whether they get enough.
The Rams fairly deep at that running back position. Have lost Beach and Yo. Going with Dollywall and Craig Nett, and now I see young Greg Hopwood in there.
Up to Kevin Thompson out to the right side, and Thompson has a gain of about 5 yards on the play. So Jason Day elects to go to Thompson for the last 3 receptions, the last pass receptions.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they're trying to set something up.
Day again, this time goes to Smith. Smith's in for a touchdown. There is a flag on the play, however. David Smith has a reception for the Surrey Rams, and we'll see what the penalty is going to be. It looks like it's going against the Rams. Procedure against Surrey. The touchdown will come back to it.
I didn't pick up the procedure, but again, like I say, I haven't watched the Rams. I knew they were setting something up, coming short to Thompson, and then they pulled Smith over in behind him and run him on a fly. But yeah, I didn't see the procedure, whether it possibly maybe was Smith, maybe jumped, maybe that's how he got downfield so quick, but he was a long ways in behind coverage.
So the ball comes all the way out to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Rams after that touchdown is brought all the way back. Jason Day in at quarterback, drops back, rolls out to the left. Day has a man open. No, great defensive play by number 78, Stuart Schmerk. And Smerck does the great job there to take one away from David Smith, and Smith was open for a little bit. So Smerck does a great job of getting in front of that pass. Otherwise, it would have been a first down for David Smith and the Surrey Rams. Nonetheless, McCollum will come on for the field goal attempt. It goes up, and it is good. As Paul McCollum, a 40-yard field goal for the Surrey Rams, gets them 3 points, and now the score 14-4. The lead, 14-4, as I mentioned. Into the game, number 19 still at quarterback. Rainbow, as he gives the ball to Borowski, and Borowski is stopped for a loss, I'm sure, of about 3 yards. A loss of 2 now by our markers on the left side of the field.
Somehow one of the Rams, Chris Pennington, right DN there, come up with the ball, and he seemed to feel there was a fumble on the play, but the official right on top of it was having no part of that. Maybe a stolen ball after it was on the ground.
Adrian Rainbow drops back to give to Borowski. Borowski stumbles in the backfield, and it goes for another loss, as the Sun can't turn this ball up for points, and it'll give the Rams an opportunity as it's 3rd and 15, and on comes the kicking crew. Very stocky, and he's got some great speed and can pivot, and it's pretty tough for those bigger guys to stop a running back like that, unless they can stumble like they did. Here's David Smith back to receive at his own 44-yard line, makes a couple of moves and gets to the 50. So a 42-yard punt by the punter, Tony Lindsay, on the play. A little colder for you over on that side, John, because you got the win.
Yeah, well, it's we were kind of hoping we were going to have a little sun here today, but...
So 2nd and 8 after the run by Hopwood. Jason Day in for quarterbacking here for the Rams. Draws back into the pocket, has an open man, and a pass is caught at about the 46-yard line by the Surrey Rams, number 33, Dan Steele. So the combination of Day to Steele takes over where they left off in that second quarter. Rams ball at the 46-yard line of the Sun. 1st and 10. Jason Day in for quarterback. Cross back, there's a pass for David Smith, wide open, and almost picking the ball off was number 46, Juan Needy. And Needy already today has 1 interception. And Needy trying. Jason Day drops back into the pocket, looks for someone. Again, overthrows. McCollum back at his own 50-yard line, gets it away, and tries to angle it towards the right. And where it's caught, at about the 10-yard line, and brought down at the 14. Number 13, McCall, can hold them off here and get the ball back. They'll be in good offensive position themselves. Here's Rainbow. They give to Borowski. Borowski has some room and is brought down with a gain of about 4 yards on the play. So Borowski gets 4 this time instead of -4, as he's had trouble in the backfield getting his footing.
There you see a shot of the Rams players bench. A pretty glum-looking group over there right now, but I don't think that they should be so glum. This game is still just a 14-4 ball game. They hold them here and put a couple of points on the board. It's a different game again.
I see that wasn't Borowski, that was Noel Chipman who was in there for the running back. Chipman wearing number 12, replacing Borowski. Now there's a pass out to the flank to, or right up the middle, I should say, number 34, Scott McFarland. So dropping back from his receiver position is Tony Lindsay. He'll kick the ball away, 3rd and 3. His son, Tony Lindsay, kicks the ball away, and Kujama gets the ball at the center field markings and runs the ball into Okanagan Sun territory. So good field position for the Rams at the 46 of the Sun. Let's see if Jason Day can get things rolling right where he left off in the last couple of series. Day in for quarterback for the Rams. Out to the left, Kujama. To the right is Kevin Thompson. Now he's going long for David Smith. Smith's open to the ball. Almost intercepted and dropped by the Sun.
Although it was his leg that was injured earlier on in the season. This is only his second game back in action, too.
Day drops back to pass at the midfield point. Looks for someone and almost intercepted one more time. That time into the arms of Rob Isaac of the Okanagan Sun. So that they're located way back on the 5-yard line. So Paul McCollum would like to angle this one out again.
It appears that the Rams are using McCallum to try to save their field position.
A great punt by McCollum. All right, now
Upstairs to Terry and John.
thanks, Steve. Last minute of this third quarter, and an overthrown pass there. That was a second down pass for the Okanagan Sun. So that deep in his own end zone is Tony Lindsay, the punter for the Okanagan Sun. He gets the ball away. And this time it looks like it'll be more good field position. Kajama takes the ball. He's got some running room along the right sidelines there. A flag down on the play. And Kajama gets out to about the 35-yard line with that ball.
St. John's.
So here we go. Jason Day again for the Surrey Rams trying to get their offense going. And again, it's to Greg Hopwood. And Hopwood got some running room. The little guy keeps his head down, keeps the legs going, and gets a first down up to the 45-yard line. So Hopwood gets the first down for the Surrey Rams, and that is the end of the third quarter. So at the beginning of the fourth quarter here, the Rams will be first down at the 46-yard line of the Sun. Recapping the scoring in that third quarter, it was a 57-yard pass and run play to Tony Lindsay that gave the Okanagan Sun that 14-1 lead. And then the Rams came back with a field goal, a McCollum field goal, a 50-yarder, or 40-yarder, I should say. It has closed the gap to a 10-point lead for the Okanagan Sun. They lead at 14-4, so a very, very important offensive series here for the Surrey Rams if they intend to close the gap to possibly 3 or even be able to chip away and get a field goal out of this run. And they have that ball, as mentioned, at the 46-yard line of the Okanagan Sun as we await the officials as they were talking to both teams here. I'm not sure what they were talking about. There we go, Jason Day, the quarterback. Out to the left, he has Kajama, and he goes to Kajama, and he doesn't hold on to the ball, and the ball kind of pops off his shoulder pads, and Kajama can't hold on to the ball, and that's happened a couple of times. So here's Kajima off to the left again. Jason Day drops off the pass, and right through the arms of number 33, Dan Steele for the Rams. And it'll be a turnover one more time, as the Rams will have to kick the ball away. And as I say again, they'll have the ball, or the Sun will have the ball deep, unless they can get a good return. But good positioning again for the Surrey Rams.
I see it here in the replay. Possibly a ball maybe Danny Steele could have caught, but he was in the middle and had double coverage again. Seems to be a lot of throw to double coverage.
Paul McCollum back to punt from his own 45-yard line. We have a flag down on the play. Ball goes back rolls out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. So what the flag is for, I'm not too sure yet, but we'll wait the call on that one. But the Rams, again, holding the Sun to good field position down to about the 6-yard line.
I'm sure the Sun is hoping this is against the Rams because their offense has had to start deep. It looks like he's calling a holding against the Sun.
So they'd have the option of either going third and about 5 or else having the ball stay where it is. I imagine they would leave it where it is. The ball is down to about the 6 or 7-yard line in Sun territory, but that'll be cut in half and that'll be brought back to about the 4-yard line. So now the ball's on the 4-yard line, and that's where the Okanagan Sun will start out.
Yeah, the hold must have been after the ball was in the air, so the penalty is assessed after the play.
So here come the Sun. They start out on the ball. Here's Adrian Rainbow. 7 interceptions all year long, but 18 touchdowns. They give on the play. A big hole. Not so big, as he stopped about the 6-yard line, so a gain of 2 on the play for McFarland.
I believe that was Nick Rainbow on that slot back around again. That's a little bit of a trick play. It's about the only change they use out of their backfield other than using Borowski or Chipman off tackle.
So second down at their own 6-yard line. Sun, Rainbow, the quarterback, looks like he's going to hold on to himself and run. He gets to the 10-yard line, up to the 15, and across to the 8, or A lot further than that. That's the 23-yard line where he stopped at. So a first down and a big run for the Sun.
But he did a good job of getting down here before he takes a hit. He did a nice job of getting out of the pocket to start with.
So Rainbow 108 for 179 on the season. There's a pass and a reception made at the 35-yard line by number 33, brother Nick Rainbow.
And I believe that's the first time his brother has actually gone to him today, but being an all-star, he's probably had double coverage all day.
Started out from their own 4-yard line, and they're out to the 35 now, and they're going to give to number 12, Noel Chipman, and Chipman gets out to about the 44-yard line, a gain of approximately 8 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
He's standing up along the sideline, so.
There's another pass to Rainbow, and Rainbow keeps the legs going and goes out to the midfield point, and another first down for the Okanagan Sun, and that offense just keeps on rolling. Ball located about the 54-yard line for the pass play from Adrian Rainbow to Nick Rainbow. Well, there you see Trevor Kojima from Surrey. This is for receiving on the season. 17.9 on the average at 57 was his longest. Michael Woodward, the son of Rod Woodward, former Ottawa Rough Rider. From Renfrew in 2nd place. Nick Rainbow from the Okanagan along with Tony Lindsay. Lindsay, the very
Versatile.
Versatile, that's the word I want. Versatile kicker, punter, Ray Spouse, and Thompson from Surrey. You see there rounding up your top 6 players in 1991 season receiving stats as far as the BC Junior Football Association is concerned. First down at their 54-yard line. The Okanagan Sun on a great drive right now. There's a long pass, and Jules has a chance to intercept it, and he does at his own 22-yard line. Ian Jules has some running room for the Rams up to the 30 and gets pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line. And there's probably the biggest play of the game defensively for the Surrey Rams at this point, stopping an impressive drive by those Okanagan Sun.
Yeah, and Jules again, he was burnt. This is the same play that Jules got burned on earlier on. The ball again being thrown to that south end of the field seemed to hang up a little bit just at the end, and it could have been that little bit of a breeze again.
So a first down for the Surrey Rams as you look at the different angle on this play from the backfield.
It shows Rainbow lots of time, and
oh, there's a pass and reception to Kevin Thompson. He's going to score out to the 20, all the way down to the 10, and he puts it into the end zone. And if you missed it from the replay, we're on our replay. The Rams quarterback, Jason Day, threw the ball up for Thompson, and it tipped off a couple of defenders. I believe we do have that on our replay. You'll see it, and it tipped off of a couple of Suns' fingertips right into the arms of Thompson.
pretty strange play here. This looks like a tip drill that didn't work properly. He tipped it up, and maybe he was hoping that his own man was behind him. They spend hours practicing this play, but it tipped right to Thompson's hands. A tough break for Rainbow, or tough break for the Sun, because that really was not a well-thrown pass, and Thompson was 5 or 6 yards deeper than the ball.
So Paul McCullum in to kick for the extra point, the convert. And he's up, and it's good, and that makes the score 14-11. And on what we're going to call
that's a horseshoe.
let me add it up here, 15. We got 70-yard pass and run play to Kevin Thompson. After the Sun were really rolling the ball upfield before the interception. And then the Rams come right back to close the gap to 3. We're about halfway through the fourth quarter here at Bear Creek Park in Surrey at the BC Junior Football Association final in the Okanagan Sun and the Surrey Rams. There's a ball taken, and could he get some room on the outside? No, he stopped. Mike Holland, a respectable return though. He gets all the way out to about the 31-yard line after the kickoff. So here come the Okanagan Sun. They expect to move this ball if they want to get the Surrey Rams off their back.
Tackle there by Corey Cooksley.
There's the Sun. He gets to Noel Chipman, and Chipman's dropped at the line of scrimmage. He just gets out to the 31-yard line. So
this is basically going to force Chipman to go to the air, possibly with and maybe his hand was bothering him a little bit on that last one. not the passes that we've seen him throw earlier today.
Rainbow, back to pass. Tries to hit Evil, and Evil hangs on to the ball. It is a first down, and a big first down for Barry Evil into the game. And what a catch by him, and a great throw by Rainbow, who's supposedly supposed to have a bad hand. He does stay on. He stays out wide to the right, wide to the left, number 70. Derek Malinchuk, but they elect to go directly up the middle to Noel Chipman, and Chipman gets a gain of about 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Was in for Broski in the first place. Perhaps Broski has an injury. There's pressure right in the middle, and Rainbow tries to get out of the pocket, and he's stopped at about the 50 or the 48-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down, and the Suns kicking team will have to come out.
Come.
So they're marking the ball at about the 49-yard line. It will be about 3rd and 3, possibly 4 yards. And in comes the kicking team with Tony Lindsay.
Again, a good job by the quarterback there to get out of the pocket. He was caught again, Rainbow, and he's using he's doing some good thinking out there. He's really playing well today.
Trevor Kojima and Kevin Thompson back to receive this punt. Punt from Tony Lindsay. And Kojima at his own 30. Sidesteps a couple of tacklers, going to go all the way. There's a 5 down. Kojima's at the 30, the 20, one man to beat. Lindsay, and he's going to be, he gets around the tackle, and he's going to score a touchdown. It's a touchdown, but wait, it might come all the way back. There's a flag all the way back, and it's sitting at the 35-yard line, but a great run. We'll wait to see, and it looks like it's coming back.
Generally where
that's going to be holding.
Yeah, generally where that flag is thrown, it generally indicates either a holding call or a legal block call.
But that's twice today that touchdowns have been brought back because of a flag. The Surrey Rams having no luck in that department goes. The penalties seem to be costly thus far. That would have put them ahead. They're down by 3, and here you see the big run by Kojima. He makes nifty moves at the 10-yard line.
Possibly it was Borowski that was held too. Again, and there is a Sun player down, and I believe it's Tony Lindsay, and they can ill afford to lose Lindsay.
Let's go down to Steve Erickson. Steve?
Here right now is Ian Jules. You got a good reception back in the far side.
Yes, I did. I got in trouble for the last play I did when I let the man inside of me, or outside of me, pardon me. So this time all I did was play him inside of me, just watch the ball all the way. And that was it, basically.
Did it seem to hang up or float at all?
Yeah. It was a duck. It was a duck, personally.
Okay, thanks. Good luck with that game. Also, Terry, for your own knowledge, number 55, I just found out from the Okanagan Sun what happened to him. What happened to number 55 is the same that happened to Beach for the Surrey Rams in the first quarter. Was when he was out, they aerated the field prior to the start of the game. I believe it was yesterday. And what happened is their cleats caught in the field, and number 55 for the Okanagan Sun will be out for the rest of the game as well. Back up to Terry and John.
That's Jordan Ingram, and here's a pass all the way out to number 2, David Smith, and a reception way out at the 41-yard line. A flag on the field, but I do believe it'll be interference against the Sun.
Yeah, I believe...
No, they're calling procedural. And that was a strange one, because it looked like one of the Ram players was hauled down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he must have jumped and got off the line too early, and the defensive man maybe knew it and just took advantage of the situation.
Here's the replay. So another pass reception for the Rams goes for naught as the catch by David Smith is nullified. And the ball goes all the way back to the 20-yard line, so it's 1st and 15 for the Rams. We're about 3 or 4 minutes left in this fourth quarter. The Rams down by 3 points, 14-11. Jason Day has a man open. Kevin Thompson at the right. 6 minutes and 44 seconds left in the game, I'm told. Quarterback Jason Day draws back the quick out pattern to the right side to Kevin Thompson, and Thompson is stopped, and he's brought down for little or no gain on the play. So whether they give the ball to net or not, we'll see on this play. Short yardage offense into the play, 3rd and 1 down, the biggest play of the game. The Surrey Rams don't look too happy, but the Okanagan Sun do. And the keep by the quarterback, Jason Day, was a costly one there, John.
Well, there's the signal from the head official. They were, in fact, short. Both Day and offensive captain Earl Stenstrom out arguing with the head official, Bob Scott, but the officials were definitely right on top of it, so.
Let's go downstairs to Steve Erickson. Steve?
Thanks, Terry. We're going to run through.
And a break on the first down opportunity for the Rams there, for the first down opportunity for the Sun. The Rams were able to get Borowski tripped up, and then there was a penalty on the play, and the ball comes all the way back to the 45, and there.
Just maybe not as heavy on him as it is on some of the other receivers.
4:50 to go in the fourth quarter here. The give up the middle to McFarland. McFarland's going nowhere, and he stopped the line of scrimmage, which is at about the 28-yard line. So at third down and about 4 to go, I suspect Tony Lindsay to be coming onto the field, and yes, here he does come. We've been told that he does have a hamstring problem from that last kick that he was out on the field for. Now Tony Lindsay back on the field to attempt a field goal. It looks to me possibly about a 35, 36-yard field goal. Well, he spots it at the 37 now.
Awful tough job for a field goal kicker if he's got a pulled ham, but.
Actually, he's marked at the 35. Here he goes. Lindsay puts the ball up. It's up and it's through and it's good. 3 big points. And Tony Lindsay, a happy guy for those Okanagan Sun as you hear the cannon go off. That Okanagan Sun cannon.
Also, even field goal doesn't do him any good now.
So the score 17 to 11 right now. Back to pass. The pass along the right side. Kojima. And there's going to be an interference call, I believe, on that play, as there was contact made at about the midfield point. Now, whether it'll be called.
37 white.
We're going to have another look at it here on the replay.
Pass interference, 37 Okanagan.
There you see the contact, so 37 white. There's a little contact.
Yeah, a little contact. Actually, a really, really tight call on Mike Crum there. I thought it was excellent coverage myself, but
3 minutes and 35 seconds to go in this fourth and final quarter. The BC Junior Football Association final. The Okanagan Sun lead it 17 to 11. That gives them a 6-point lead, so a touchdown by the Rams would be the one that would win it for them, or tie it at least, and then the convert to win it. Back to pass, Jason Day goes into the pocket, out to the right sideline, nobody open, it goes out of bounds.
he was certainly a long ways from that ball.
Big second down conversion attempt here. Jason Day drops back. Ball's got lots of room to pass. Goes up the middle for Kojima. Kojima can't catch up to the ball. And that would have been a big reception. And Jason Day couldn't hit Kojima up the middle to add to their lead of 6 points. Big opportunity because they get the ball back. Ball picked up and taken out of bounds by number 16, Mike Holland. And flags all over the place. And I don't think the Rams would like this to go against them, but it looks like it will. Looks like a little rough play going to go against the Rams. And yes, John, that could be a costly penalty where they had the ball
Surrey Rams, number 55, Surrey.
deep inside Surrey Ram territory, or Sun territory.
Yeah, again, the big penalty. Hurt all the time. The penalties are killing.
So the ball should come out to about the 44-yard line, and that's where they do mark it. First down for the Okanagan Sun at the 44-yard line. Their own 44.
We can hear the Sun bench now picking it up. They're certainly coming to life. They had broke the huddle, but the referee seemed to have an official timeout. So
17 to 11 is the score in favor of the Okanagan Sun.
Borowski used good, was certainly thinking there to make sure he recovered that.
So third down punt from his own 10-yard line. Tony Lindsay gets a good one away. It's an end-over punt that goes off to the sideline, picked up at the 48-yard line and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Surrey Rams number 4 on the play was Adrian McKenzie. Sun fan.
Or a Surrey fan, either way, you're biting your, you're biting nails, that's for sure.
Here we go, ball at the 43-yard line. First down, minute to go. Jason Day is the quarterback. Toss back into the pocket, good protection, long pass off to the side to Smith. And it's intercepted by the Okanagan Sun. Number 37 with the interception, Mike Krung. Line.
Well, we're going to see it here on the replay. Just good defensive play right there. That's the same, it was Mike Crum that got called on the interference on the last time that we thought was a little iffy. But Smith a little bit too short there, and Crum just got up over top of him.
Questionable call to go deep right away. I'd probably try to get the Sun sleeping. That's unofficial. Rainbow, toss back to give. I believe to Borowski. No, it wasn't. It was a give to McFarland. It's all at their own 10-yard line, their own 5-yard line. 2nd and 10. The give to Borowski. Borowski nowhere to go. They gain about 1 or 2 yards. So 16 seconds, is that what we heard? 16 seconds. So 16 seconds on the clock. And as soon as the referee's whistle blows, that'll do it. The clock will start to run. And looks like the Okanagan Sun have pretty well got this one right, barring any interception or fumble, but anything can happen.
Yep. That's a pretty glum-looking bench on the Surrey side. Of course, the Sun's still biting nails. They know until the final one goes that it's not over.
The snap, the give to Borowski, and up the middle, and that'll do it. That will do it. The Okanagan Sun, the BC Junior Football Association champions for 1991. They defeat the Surrey Rams here at Bear Creek Park in Surrey by a score of 17-11. And a very happy team as you look at the gun as it goes off for the final time in the BC Junior League this year. Could possibly go off in a few weeks if they make it to the Canadian Championship. So the Sun off to Saskatchewan, and a very happy team, John, and a very disappointed Surrey Rams squad.
Well, in the last 4 games that they've played each other, Surrey defeated the Sun last year in the playoff game to win the BC Championship last year, and then was defeated by Calgary, who went on to win the Canadian Championship. And then we've had a split game in between, and now the Sun. So in the last 4 games, we're 2-2. The matter of points has been at the most 6-7 points in any game. So these are 2 fairly even ball clubs. You're always going to see a good ball game when you see these 2 teams on the field.
A defensive battle in the first half of this game, 7-1 at halftime in favor of the Okanagan Sun. Then the Sun exploded in the 3rd quarter. They went ahead 14-1 before the the Rams got a field goal to make it 14-4. A 70-yard pass and run to Kevin Thompson made it 14-11. A field goal, a 35-yarder by Tony Lindsay of the Sun to make it 17-11. And quite a few defensive stands and offensive yardage, positive yardage as far as the Rams were concerned, except coming short a couple of times. In the last couple of minutes, the Rams couldn't cross that Sun goal line, and the Sun are the 1991 BC Junior Football Association champions. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back with the final thoughts and wrap-up of this final game from Bear Creek Park. Welcome back to Bear Creek Park in Surrey, British Columbia, where the British Columbia Football Association champions have just been decided. It's the Okanagan Sun in a 17-11 victory over the Surrey Rams. And John Hawkins, it was a great game. Anybody could have won this game.
Yes, well, Terry, a 17-11 ball game, and it goes right down to the final wire. Two teams that have played against each other the last 4 times. It's never been more than 6 or 7 points that have decided the winner. It's just 2 great ball clubs, and we've seen a whale of a ball game out here today.
Thanks, Terry. Joining me down here now on sidelines is Nick Kawaza, the coach for the Surrey Rams. Tough game to lose, Nick.
Yes, it was a tough game. It was a very tough game to lose. I thought our kids played really well and gave it a good effort, so we can be happy with the effort we got, and certainly disappointed with the outcome, but you know, that's the game of football. You lose some tough ones, so we'll live with it.
You had a couple of major injuries earlier in the game too.
We lost both our running backs, Albert Beach and Tim Yo, and the loss of those 2 kids just took us right out of any chance of establishing any type of running game, and it's very important to be able to run today, and we were unable to do that, and that really hurt our offensive schemes.
They're a tough club. Do you think that they couldn't have the possibility of going all the way?
Certainly they get this far. They're a good football team, and they beat a good football team today, so you know, we'll be pulling for them. We hope the BC team wins it.
The boys have nothing to be just dejected with. They played a good game, and all the best in the future with your endeavors and the rest of the team.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Nick. And we'll go over now. I believe we're going to go over to Don right now with our next interview.
Tony Lindsay.
We've got Tony Lindsay, the most valuable player for the game.
Yeah,
with
Tony
Don.
Lindsay. Tony, what an exciting game. Talk a little bit. Tell us about Tony and some of the things that happened out there.
Well, geez, you know, at the start of the game, the momentum was ours, and we had a few bad breaks, bad calls, and then the momentum shifted from team to team so many times, and then we just capitalized on every shift of momentum we had and just seemed to put it in the end zone. You know, a couple bad calls hurt us, a couple bad calls hurt Surrey Rams, but big, hard, tough game. Everyone was hurt, and a lot of guys played their hearts out, and just came out how we always were hoping.
Yeah, that's right. You're one of them. Well, boy, you did a heck of a job out there running in for that touchdown marker, and then on the punt, you were injured there on that punt.
Yeah, my legs have been cramping up just after the second half. Both my calves, and tried to stretch and drink a lot of liquid as possible, and I went out there and punted a few times. It bothered me. Then I came back out and punted again. Trevor Kajima, number 5, great football player, came back, ran it back. I went down. I saw him coming. I had to get up, you know, because you don't want a guy running by you when you're hurt in the ground, and still couldn't catch him, but luckily it was called back on a penalty. Very
good. Tony, this is your last year. You've had 3 years with the Okanagan Sun. Have you got your aspirations for the future, Tony?
If I do continue with football, I'd like to try out for a CFL team as either a kicker or get on as a kicker, and then later, if I do make it, try to play a little bit more receiver and just see what happens, you know.
Well, that sounds great, and good luck to you in your future in that, Tony.
Okay.
Well, we're going to throw this back upstairs to John and